Good morning. It is otherwise known on the blog front anyway as Thursday. I tried about 3 times yesterday to do this, and so let's try again. So it's Thursday, main up since about 7:15. It's now currently about 10:30, a bit later than that, 10:45. There's washing on because, well, the sun was out, but now it's starting to cloud over just a tiny little bit, so now I'm worried. As soon as I put some washing in the machine, yeah, of course it's going to cloud over. But it's not meant to start paying with rain until about 4 o'clock. The kids are crazy. We may have ASAP join us at some point because he's currently hanging around. You might hear the odd moany groany kid. I had this topic that I wanted to talk about yesterday. God, my hair's itching and I'm showing off my bingo haul. They're not bingo wings. I call them the bingo haul because they're not even just a, yeah, they're the whole thing. Right. Where was I? I had this all laid out in my head. I was going, right, okay, let's do this and this and this and let's try again. And we'll do this morning. This morning I have been doing something I don't usually do in the mornings, and I've been working on some art. Guess who? It's Thursday, right? So yeah, it's a work in progress. Everything is always a work in progress. And I've done layers and layers and layers of this thing, and this is what happens. I get to a point where I'm like, I feel like I overcook it, or it's just because it's not gelling and I'm not getting the thing that I want. Also, I was there thinking there's probably some subliminal thing going on because the background I've chosen for this one is wow, that wind is picking up. The good drawing day. The background I've chosen is a wall. And I've chosen the wall background a few times, and I was thinking, oh, with the wall I can have a thing about graffiti soul, and it isn't quite coming together as I want it. We sort of like, well, I don't usually share works in progress, but you know, I'm gonna share it on here so you can see, and we'll see where the final thing goes. Like, this has been hours. This has been probably, I don't know, I worked on it for about another hour this morning, and I probably worked for about 2 hours last night. So we've gone from, like, let's see if I can find the original image, whichever one it is. I think, which one is it? Sorry, I'm gonna find the original image. I think it's this one. I think this is the original image. So we go from that to shit in hell with this strong, and I do layers, so I filter things out. So it's going here, and then it's, oh sorry, and then it's just, I thought I could, I'm moving along that way. I'm gonna try and move it along. Oh, there we are. And so we're like layer in and adding stuff and changing things, and then I got the idea of the thing, and then when doing this, and it's moving along, and I don't know where I'm going with it. So, but we'll try and work out something, I guess. But yeah, today I'm picking up. Well, I'm going to a book launch today, this afternoon. The 16 years book is having an official launch this afternoon. So I will pick up my coffees from, I don't even know how you pronounce this place, this bar's name. It's like McJewels or something like that. So I will be going there. Just wanted to do this quickly while the washing is in the machine and going. If I can do it quickly, because I did about 3 that took me, they were in any length from half an hour to 45 minutes yesterday, and I still couldn't articulate what I wanted to talk about, which is my lack of wanting to listen to music at the moment, particularly. Well, not particularly, but the emphasis is of it that I feel like I'm missing Mind's stuff too, because it's everything. Everything is like, all music is kind of on the back burner at the moment, but that in particular, which feels particularly strange. Yeah. And I'm trying to work out why that might be. Why I'm suddenly not kind of delving into music so much at the moment, because, well, the thing I chose this morning, I do have an earworm. Sorry, I am itchy. My face is itchy. I do have an earworm. I woke up with the Velvets Rock and Roll in my head, because I'm thinking about that thing of like how important music has been to me, and how it was that kind of thing where I was probably, I don't know, I can't remember a time where I wasn't listening to music, really, because having all the siblings, it's just been there all the time. It's been a constant. So I was probably younger than 5. I don't know whether my life was saved by rock and roll at that age, but it certainly was in teenage years, that's for sure. I felt like that was the only thing I had left. That was the only tangible thing in my life at that point, because I didn't really have friends, dropped out of school. That was quite of a sort of wilderness period for me, really. Well, I suppose kind of about 35 years of my life was wilderness period. Really. But those years in particular, from about, I'd say from 14 to maybe 19, where it was a bit of a void. And And so I was the girl in What in the World. I was the girl in the room who never leaves a room. And I would listen to music so much during that time, at that period, like hours a day. I was just in my room and just listening to hours of music every day. Bowie especially, because I was just getting into him at that point, and yeah, just absolutely overdosed, I guess, on just everything from the back catalogue, just wanting to it was like an unquenchable thirst. You just want to devour everything, and you just kind of, yeah, and I would sit and read lyrics, and just I've always been that kind of lyrics geek where I need to know what the words are and try and get into the meaning of a song. So definitely did that with Bowie, and it makes it harder because he is such a kind of was such a kind of his stuff is always elusive, because it's not an obvious like this is what the song's about. There's such kind of cryptic processes in the songwriting. A lot of things, to me, a lot of his songs are kind of not insulting the man, but they're kind of gobbledygook, because they're kind of like, it's like, what is this song about? You just like question it, like the words don't really, they're not sentences, they're not that Burroughs technique obviously just means they're just lines are kind of all over the place, and things are quite nonsensical. So there's no actual defined meaning to a lot of stuff, which is wonderfully puzzling. And yeah, lots of disjointed, fragmented stuff. So I've always loved, but still, yeah, I'm always still trying to guess it and come to some answer or conclusion or something, yeah. So yeah, but I have this thing where I want to finish off these why I love things that I had been doing for the blog. I have my top 50 Minds tracks, and I was looking at the top 50 yesterday trying to do this thing, and oh sorry, I just needed to just do that, sorry. It's running, my nose is running. Yeah, there were some things in this top 50 that I went, yeah, I really need to kind of redo this and visit this top 50 again and probably update it, because it hasn't been updated since around this time 5 years ago. This is the thing, I was going to do this, my why I love top 50 Mind songs, and the initial idea was for me to do that in 50 days, write a post every day explaining why this particular track was in my top 50. And I was looking yesterday and I haven't completed the 50. We're 5 years down the track. Yeah, I was going to do that in 50 days. It's freaking 5 years and I still haven't done it. I've got about 10 tracks to go or something. Yeah. But at the moment I'm just not listening to music really at all. You think with it being locked down and everything, and then being no gigs and all of that, that I would be wanting to listen to music more than ever, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether, I don't know, it could be a whole plethora of things. I can't work out why this is kind of happening now. I felt like I had been slowly not kind of being so absorbed in it in recent years. But I guess I've been like that in contemplating it, I probably have been like this for quite a while now, because TV took over for a long while. It's not really a replacement. And also the TV thing was like, I talk about this and talk about how when I moved over here, and then I did kind of what I was big anyway, but I just got incrementally bigger and bigger, and I kind of had a sort of, I don't know, like a agoraphobia to a degree. I just didn't want to go out. And then you seek solace in things that you shouldn't, which is what I was doing for a long time. My seeking solace in food and TV. They are just the two slow deaths you can put on yourself, is to just eat all the crap that you shouldn't eat and sit and watch TV for hours a day. I mean, I literally, with my schedule, my daily routine revolved around what the hell I was going to watch on TV. Just pathetic. I now rebel against the whole concept of even watching TV. We have a TV in the house, but it's not plugged in, it's not on. We don't have a TV license. We were given this TV. We didn't buy it. Our neighbour gave us a TV because my other half was talking to him recently, and he was going like, "What? You don't have a TV?" And we were like, "Don't want one." And then he was like, "I'll get you one. We watched one thing on it, and that was the Rockfield thing, because that was the only thing in recent times that I really, really was keen on watching, and I wanted to watch it as it went out to air. So please don't tell the TV licensing people. There's one thing we watch. We watch one thing. So, yeah. I don't want to get back to that So when people go, oh, have you seen this thing on TV? I'm like, nope. Because I just don't watch it. Not that I'm saying that I'm there here training in my private gym for 3 hours a day either, but I'm just glad I don't go near that TV anymore. But I do YouTube. I do YouTube, but I don't YouTube all that much either, and I have only like pockets of things that I kind of watch on a regular basis. I watch this girl called, well, her YouTube account is Grackle, Grace Booth. I like watching her because she's just she's the modern idea of eccentricity for me. She's yeah, I like people who are kind of like happy being themselves totally, and yet they, you know, she's not trying to be someone she's not, and she's not you know, putting on a show. She's just really genuine and herself, and but very entertaining with it. And I don't know why I watch this guy. I suppose because I find him funny. He's just kind of strangely funny. I watch this guy called Beard Meets Food. And he does all these like strange and ridiculous food challenges. I think he's in Leeds. So it's kind of like, and he has this thing. He has this thing that I have, and I don't know anyone else really who's got it. He does the thing that I do, and we do this like nervous, stupid laugh all the time when we talk. He does it too. But yeah, he does like the craziest kind of things. These food challenges probably is not something I really should watch or get ideas from. I suppose that maybe helps me to just realize that food is bad generally. Especially when you watch him like doing the stuff that he does, the kind of stuff that he's stuffing in his face. Oh my god. The other day he was doing, what was it? He baked up this absolutely huge Belgian bun and then was eating it, and just, it was like so dense, and oh, I rarely watched a video of him in which he was defeated by the food, but he was defeated by this Belgian bun. And there are some others. Barry Lewis. I watch food stuff. I'm terrible. I actually watch food stuff, and there are certain things on from the TV, when I had TV, that I miss. I miss this thing I used to watch called Somewhere Street. It's a Japanese program where they just go around the world, and they pick a city and they just do a kind of virtual sightseeing tour of the city and take you round. Always used to enjoy that. There's been some really great ones on that as well that I saved on the thing, on my DVR or whatever they call them these days, PVR kind of thing, recording thing. This is wandering again. But anyway, yeah, so I've been kind of like wondering where the music has gone. I think maybe, I don't know, I don't know. Answers on a postcard if anyone can work it out, because I can't. I go to listen, like I did again last night. I go to listen and my heart's just not in it. I don't know. I have earworms. Yeah, something will enter in and it'll be an earworm, and I listen to that, but I haven't really been sitting and listening to albums now, not for a few weeks. It comes and goes, I guess. I don't know, but it never has with mine. It's like once I had the thing and I'm just was in there. There's always listening, hours a day. Like that same thing with Bowie when it hit. It was just like, and just wanting to devour everything. And going to sleep at night listening to them. I don't really do that anymore, because I wrecked a pair of my earphones. I wrecked a pair of my earphones like within 6 months, just from listening to music at night and having them in and falling asleep and then just tossing and turning and wrecking the cables. Like one channel went out, the right channel went out, and because I have these ones, I don't know whether I've got the previous pair, but I will use these like the sort of cheapest Sennheiser ones you can get, and the last pair of Sennheiser I had, you see the cable there with the two things. They do this weird thing. The previous pair to that did the same thing. Like if you start like twisting them around and that, this cable starts to peel away, and then it just like rides up and curls around and gets all twisted around the thing, which is what it did with the last pair. And then obviously it peeled away so much and it was fraying the actual wire, and then the wire just kind of frayed and the right channel went. And so I've been very cautious this time not to fall asleep with the phones in my ears and then move about too much and wreck another pair. So my nightly listening now is, well, it used to be The Archers, and then it would be, I'd either maybe listen to another podcast, and then that would be finished, and then I'd put music on and put my music mix on, and for the longest time listen to my shuffle mode thing, whatever it's called. I've got about I don't know how many Simple Minds playlists I have. About 30 or some ridiculous thing. I have to count them all. But the one that I would go back to, which is always like, I just try and throw everything in. So just all Minds, and then like extra things and Lost Boy stuff and just everything in there. So it's called the Full Minds Experience. Yes, I am experienced. That would be the go-to, and I would listen so that every night, to some degree, just on shuffle mode, just having it all play. But lately, I go and have a look and I think, oh, what will I listen to? What am I going to listen to? And then I just look through and go, no, not not in the mood for that, don't want that, no, don't like that. It's just, and then I end up either falling asleep trying to make my mind up where I want to go and what I want to listen to, or I just go, no, don't want to listen to music. I go back to BBC Sound and see what podcast you can listen to. I feel like I've got to there's another YouTube channel I watch, is the Irish people trying different foods. It's all food stuff. I watch all food stuff. I'm trying not to be so food obsessed. What was I gonna say? I'm distracted now. I don't know where I was going. I just don't know. Yeah, so anyway, I'm sure the washing is done and I have got to get myself ready to do stuff and get myself in the city and go to this book launch later on and have something to share then, maybe. I don't know. The weather might be good for just a little while longer. There's the sounds, the dulcet tones of my baby girl. Salty! Coming over? Come here! Come over here, Salty! Come on! Come and say hello to everyone. Come on! Sultan! Come here, darling. Here she is. Here she is. Oh, she's a heavy girl. There she is. Hello, Salty Sea Dog. She wriggles because she's not a cuddly, lovely, like, pooty tat like that. She doesn't do loves and hugs and things, but that's fine. She's my kind of girl.